All right, what is up, everybody, and welcome into this week's edition of the South Florida Comedy Calendar. We're coming to you live from the Black Studio here in South Miami with the community newspapers, guys. My name's Sebastian Alvarez. I am your host, as I am every single week, and I am joined by my co-host, Art Roche. How you doing today, Art?
Doing pretty good, Sebastian. Every week somebody asks, hey, why does Sebi do all the talking and all the clips, But I know for a fact the day you go missing, they're going to be like, Art, where's the body? Please, the family wants to do a burial. It's going to be crazy.
All right. That was good, I guess. Makes sense. This week, guys, we do not have an interview, unfortunately, with our show happening. But what we do have for you is an absolutely jam-packed week of stuff. Great shows for you all across South Florida. We're going all the way up to Boca. We're coming down to South Miami, and we're also talking in another language today. We're going to be going into some Spanish shows because we've got a few all Spanish shows coming out, so we want to help promote those guys as well. Anything coming down here to South Florida is always welcome, guys. But right now, tonight, we're going to be talking about the show that we were really promoting last week, or 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry. No, last week. We had 2 interviews last week. That's why it got me thrown off. We had Jay Moreno in the middle of the week, but we started the week off on Monday talking to Will Lopez about Bay Club and their 8-year anniversary that they're having over there at Lucali's. Guys, it is fantastic. Just anytime you get an opportunity to go out to Bay Club for the comedy show, it's a good time. But the fact that now it's going to be a celebration, the 8-year anniversary, the vibes are going to be immaculate. Everyone's going to be out there. The lineup is incredible, guys. They got Dina Cruz, Mark Vieira. They got Gene Harding hosting, believe it or not. I mean, come on. What more can you ask for, guys? I'm sure Will and Alex will be doing sets as well. Maybe some surprise drop-ins from some legends of the Bay Club. Who knows, guys?
Last week, Will promised us that, but for sure, the one person I'm excited to meet this week is going to be Dr. Alex's new dog, Bruno.
Oh,
he will be there, so for sure, it probably will be the default picture of this clip, by the way.
Can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic, guys. That's going to be at 8 p.m. over there at Bay Club. Head out there.
And we'll be there. We'll be there tonight.
Yeah, and we'll be there. Exactly. Moving on to Tuesday, though, we are going up north, guys, to Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to Kelly Bros, where you can find a Big Pedro. He's running his writer's room that he does every single Tuesday out there. There he is, Mr. Willy Wonka himself. Guys, me and Art have both, not only were we out at the writer's room when it first started happening a couple years ago, and I love to see now that I've come back. I stopped going for a little bit, but now that I'm back there, I went recently, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
The collaboration, everybody's now locked into kind of the way that it flows. If you're a comic and you want to work out some good material, or you want to work out some new material, go to the writer's room, guys. Yeah. Everybody who's a comic sits there and listens to your set. They enjoy it, and then afterward, you get really good critiques. I've already taken a few, points and punchlines that some of those guys gave me, and I've added it to my set, and it's worked out great.
Well, I went there last Tuesday. I hadn't been there in about 6 months, and the room was packed. It was about maybe 30 to 40 comedians in there, and you get good feedback immediately right away. I had a new joke I tried out, got some good feedback. I've been trying it all week, and it's going really well, so I'm excited. Anyone that wants to go up there, hit Pedro. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. That writer's room, second to none in terms of writer's rooms in this environment, in this community, because I don't think there is another one.
Yeah.
But regardless, guys, it is a fun time. Seriously, go up there. That starts at 8 p.m., by the way, out at Kelly Bros in Fort Lauderdale. All right. Moving on to Wednesday, though, we are going over to Eddie's Place. That is where we host here in South Florida Comedy the most intense and the most grueling debate show in the comedy scene. That's Master Debaters, guys, ran by our good friends Jay Millie and Jose. I wanted to say Jose Rodriguez. I was trying to think of what our friend calls him. I was gonna say Jose Rodriguez, but no, man. Our boy Jose Rojas. They run the not Kelly Bros. I'm sorry. They run the Master Debaters room over there at Eddie's Place, and the lineup that they have and the matchups they have this week are hilarious, guys. We have Matt Vallant versus Ashvin Singhal, 2 really funny guys. Matt Vallant was a semifinalist in one of the early seasons, I believe season 1.
Yep.
He came in second place to Zach Newford, so that's going to be a really good matchup. And then we got Rolando Gomez versus Jose himself, so it's going to be a great time. Rolando is somebody who, if you haven't seen him perform or you haven't seen him go up and do some comedy at all, he is someone you really want to see. I love seeing Rolando out there on the Master Debaters lineup.
He was for the funniest finalist.
Yep.
He was on Elephants in the Room. I mean, you guys been around.
He's won the turkey contest over.
Yeah, that's right.
Last year. So it's going to be a great time. That is at Eddie's Place at 9 p.m., guys. Sometimes they start a little bit later, but there's also an open mic that happens right after the fact. So if you're a comic and you want to come out and enjoy the Master Debater show and just watch the show, you can also then get on the open mic there at Eddie's Place. And to say so myself, I don't think Eddie's Place is ever better than when you're doing it right after the Master Debater show. There's just the energy just like carries over so well into the open mic that everybody who's there is locked in and listening, and it's just a really good time.
And a big shout out Dade County Comedy, Raul. He'll be there. They're helping push the show as well. So I'd love to see those guys working together.
100%, guys. Moving on though, we are going up north again on Wednesday, guys. I will not be at Master Debaters because I'm gonna be up at Prosperity Brewing for the Growlers and Giggles show happening. That's ran by our good friend Shannon Leem, guys. Me and her are actually also going to be doing the Riff Roulette show over at the Miami Improv that's coming up now in March. So you can go on miamiimprov.com and get a picture of that or get the tickets for that. But this lineup that I have coming up, or this lineup that she has on this show, is really, really, really great, guys. We have Big Pedro, who we were just talking about, who runs the writer's room. You can expect him to have some really polished and really nice and good material. You have myself. We have Ariel on there, who is nothing but an absolute ball of energy on stage. I love the characters that she brings out on stage. Her set is always really fun. We got Adrian, who I'm driving him up there, Adrian Hernandez, from Miami. I'm bringing a little contingency myself. Also, Grace Kelly will also be coming up with us and doing that show. She's not on the flyer, but she's going to be there as well. So it's a really, really good time. And I've been out to Prosperity before. We actually did it together, you and me, Art, and it was awesome, dude. The beer out there is really good. The way that the room is set up and the way that Shannon is able to bring people out and just pack it out, it's a fun time for comedy. I believe there's like a limited open mic that happens after the fact, after that booked show. So if you want, you can maybe, if you're a comic who's in the area, or if you want to make the pilgrimage out there to kind of watch the show, you can hit up Shannon and maybe see if there's any kind of space or availability. But yeah, guys, that is happening over in Boca at Prosperity Brewing. I believe at 8 p.m. So come out and enjoy that, because it is going to be a lot of fun, guys. Love to see us getting involved in the North comedy scene, the northern part of South Florida.
I asked Boca showrunners to send us their information. I definitely want to be shouting them out. We're not always present at those shows, but I love to see that she did it, and booking us, booking you. That's how you do it.
I love it. It's going to be a quest. I can't wait. I'm gonna go on like a Lord of the Rings quest to Mordor to get out there in Boca on Wednesday. But it's all right. That's what we do this for, baby. That's what we do this for. I would drive much further for a show like that. But moving on to Thursday, though, at the Miami Improv at 8 p.m., guys, we have a show that I believe is pretty much sold out, or is already sold out by the time you see this clip, maybe, if you waited too long, because this guy, I've never really heard of him, Ismo. He has kind of brought an incredible wave of attention to the Miami Improv. We have people calling us all the time. We have friends reaching out to us to get tickets. It's really kind of crazy just how popular this guy is, even though I've never heard of him.
His tour is called the Woohoo World Tour. Nice. And I mean, it really is a world tour. The guy he's from Finland originally. He started in 2024, the tour in Australia, and he's hit, I think, pretty much every continent. I mean, every single city, every major city. And like you said, I've gotten a lot of calls from people at the Improv asking about his tickets. Is he going to do any additional shows? No, guys, it's one show only. If you get the tickets, get them now. If you want to see them, get the tickets now.
Couldn't agree more, because it is going fast, guys. And remember, the only place you can get tickets for any of these shows at the Improv is miamiimprov.com. Same with the Dania Beach Improv, guys. So Ismo coming through to the Miami Improv, kind of, I guess, a treat. What a treat for us, right? So that's going to be great. I, unfortunately, will not be able to enjoy that Ismo show because I will not be working at the Miami Improv that day. So if you wanted free tickets and you wanted to hit me up, sorry, you can't do that, because I'm going to be over at the Dania Beach Improv hosting, and I'm so honored to say this. I am hosting for Nick Colletti, guys. That's right, guys. What is up, Kyle? What the fuck is up, Kyle? That's right, baby. I'm opening up for Nick Colletti, guys. I've actually seen Nick do stand-up before in New York. Me and a former guest of the show, Ben Smith, we went up to New York when I first started doing comedy. I was maybe like a month into comedy, and we started going out there and trying to hit a few mics. And the first day that we were there, we kind of stumbled upon Nick Colletti himself headlining Caroline's in Times Square, which is actually has now closed down. So damn. I was lucky enough to go and see a show there with him. We came in late. Everyone had already been sat. We sat all the way in the back, but we were able to watch our boy do his thing. I loved Nick Colletti's content when he was on Vine. Like, I grew up watching this guy, so it's so much fun. I'm so excited to be able to go out and host out there for him, and to be able to do it in Dania Beach, which is a venue that I love performing at. I love the staff there, everybody. It's going to be so much fun. It's truly an honor. I found out last night, believe it or not, that I was going to be hosting. So it's a good time, and I want anybody who is a comic or somebody watching the show who wants to come out, let me know, and I will see if I have a few comps that I can throw your guys' way, and to let you guys come out to the show for on me.
Well, I'll tell you this: when I walked into to the studio today, Danny, one of the producers, actually out of the blue said, "Hey, Nick Colletti's coming this week." I'm like, "Yeah, how did you know that?" And she's like, "Oh, I love him. I want to, I saw him from Vine." She obviously knows about him.
Of course.
So I mentioned to her that you'll be performing. So here's an open challenge to Danny. Get up there. I mean, we're in South Miami, so it's an hour drive.
Yeah.
But definitely make that drive up there, and make sure you take care of her when she gets there.
Absolutely. Well, no, 100%. And like I said, anybody else, guys, come out and enjoy the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. The vibes are going to be immaculate there. I couldn't be happier to be able to get this new opportunity, not only to host, but to be able to do it for somebody that I respect and admire so much. Moving on, though, to Friday at the Miami Improv, guys, we have a combo show happening over at the Miami Improv. But the late show we want to bring up first because it is involving our guest from last week, guys. That is Jay Moreno, everybody. And we couldn't be happier to help promote this show, obviously, without Jay here, with him here. One of the things that we want to do for you guys to make sure that anybody who is a Comedy Calendar fan can get a good opportunity to come out and watch him at the 10 p.m. show is we are going to be giving away 4 tickets. That's right, 4 whole tickets. You can bring 3 of your friends if you get these tickets. You can give it to them as a gift. If you forgot to give them, a Christmas gift, you forgot something, a birthday coming up, bam, put it on the Comedy Calendar, because not only are you going to get those 4 tickets, but you're also going to get $100 to spend at the show on your food and drinks. So that could, if you spend your money right, cover everything that you got to cover for consumption at the Miami Improv for that evening for you guys. But you can also, if not, just get a really nice set of appetizers on us, get some nice cold drinks made by the bar, made by Rob and Charles at the bar on us. Come out, guys. It's going to be a great time, and it's going to be obviously an amazing show. We have Dean Roshni hosting for Jay Moreno, and we also have Hennessy Williams, who's going to be featuring. Hennessy's a headliner in his own right. Normally, you'd be paying for tickets just to see Hennessy himself, so the fact that you get both him and Jay Moreno and Dean on the same lineup is incredible. You guys are in for an absolute treat if you do win those tickets. And how do you win those tickets, you may be asking? The way that you win those tickets is you're going to go down in the comments of this clip right now. You're going to tag 3 of your friends that you would want to come with you. And then right after you're done, you are going to put this clip on your story. Just tag it onto your story. We'll see it. And once you do that, we'll be able to enter you into the contest. And then we're going to be announcing a winner. I believe on Thursday, we'll be announcing the winner for that Friday late show. So keep an eye out if you do enter the contest Thursday for a DM from Comedy Calendar if you are the winner.
And I can't stress enough, Sebastian. You enter the contest, you're going to get 4 VIP tickets. And you might be able to take your lady out, do a whole day night on the Comedy Calendar. We'll be comping the whole thing. $100 to spend is plenty to cover for that stuff. So you can't get that deal anywhere else. Hit up the Comedy Calendar, repost this clip. It's going to be nice.
It's going to be a great time, guys. And obviously, like I said, Jay's a friend of the show, so we're super excited to have him there. Moving on to Saturday, though, a matinee show that is happening that is, again, happening by one of our former guests and someone that we always love to help out, and that is Ellie Rodriguez, guys. She has her Ellie and Friends show. It's going to be the first of hopefully many happening over at the Miami Improv matinee show. Tickets are going fast, guys. Yeah. So definitely scoop up your tickets now, because we definitely want this place to be packed out for Ellie, guys.
South Florida's very own Fairy God Puta is going to be on there. She's going to have some good, some Vladi, for example, from up north will be here. It's pronounced Vladi on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Good friend of the show, good friend of Big Pedro, and Oscar Diaz as well. So it's going to be, and it says and guests. So I'm excited to see who else she's going to be bringing for the show.
Of course, and the Fairy God Puta can make the magic appear at any time. So, but no, absolutely, guys. It's going to be at 4 p.m. though. This is a matinee show, so don't forget, if you do want to get tickets, you want to come out, keep that into consideration. It's going to be a little bit earlier, but honestly, from what we've seen from El Caballo, and Ellie's actually been on all of those El Caballo early shows recently, they have been awesome. Like those early Saturday shows, there's something that's kind of got that like brunch vibe where people are coming out and having a good time, eating lunch, having drinks. Like it's really, really fun, and we really highly recommend you guys coming out.
Well, and they leave pretty toasty every time. It's a 4 o'clock show. By the time you leave,
But the cool part is, though, also right after, you can also just kind of scoot your way over into Copper Blues, where they're going to be already serving food and drinks as well, so you can kind of continue the party over there. Big shout out to Copper Blues. I'm actually wearing a Copper Blues shirt right now. But we talk about the comedy calendar. We talk here on the comedy calendar, about the Improv a lot. But we never really shout out Copper Blues, which is our sister restaurant that is connected right after. If you go to the Improv, you're going to the bathroom in Copper Blues. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think we need to send Dart. I'm gonna arrange for Dart to do a little promo for Copper Blues, so we can play it here on the comedy calendar.
That is true. We should do that. Absolutely. Because then you and I can order some food off the menu, have Dan take pictures of it, and then we eat it. I think that's just all Art wanted to do there.
You read between the lines. You got it.
But it's good. Because that's also what I was thinking, and we are on the same page there. There you go. Absolutely. No, for real though, honestly, guys, if you ever are out at the Miami Improv and you want to maybe get a bite to eat before or after, Copper Blues is the perfect spot. They have live music all the time. The staff there is super cool. They're always going to take care of you. The bar staff is second to none. They're always serving up drinks to a packed out house. Friday nights, they have DJ Laz coming through, and he's doing Freestyle Fridays where he does like throwback music. He does a huge set every single Friday. So there's always something to do at Copper Blues every single night. They got square dancing one night. It's a good time, guys. It's a great time. So if you're ever at the Miami Improv, shout out to Copper Blues. Moving on, though, Saturday, we have 2 shows happening over at the Miami Improv, and this comedian is actually also doing a show in Spanish, I believe, on Friday, correct?
That's right.
Prior to Jay Moreno's show, but we're going to talk about that a little more later. Right now, we're going to talk about his Saturday shows, which are in English. So this Francisco Ramos, right? Yeah. I think he's come through the Improv before. I've seen him there before.
Yeah, he's come through a bunch of times. He's right now probably the most popular Venezuelan comedian. The guy is blowing up. His special came out about 8 months ago in English. He also has a special in Spanish. Nice. And that, as a polyglot, as someone who speaks many languages, that's something that I wish.
What did you call me?
That's something that I aspire to, is to be able to do comedy at that level in multiple languages. And the guy's doing it. We're going to have a little bit more about the Spanish show in El Calendario de la Commedia. But, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see him. And we have a ton of other Spanish shows coming up. So it's going to be a killer weekend.
Yes, I didn't know you were a polygon. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a Pokemon, bro. You didn't know?
Geometry. All right. Moving on to Sunday, though, at 7 p.m. at the Miami Improv, guys, we have one of our favorite shows happening over at the Miami Improv. And this is kind of a special show because the sponsor of the evening, our boy Fabian, it's his birthday celebration, guys. And they've put together a really fantastic lineup for the birthday celebration of Fabian, guys. We got Dom P, obviously, who's the creator and curator of the Have Nots shows. He's going to be going up and doing some time as well. But I believe we have Daniela Delfino hosting. We got Chris Cilio. We got Lando, who is a real treat for you guys coming down here to Miami to do a set. He doesn't come down here that often. He's more of a North-based comic. But for him to come down to the Miami Improv, I always love to see him performing there. We got Antonio, who is also a really, really good comedian who's been coming out and doing the Have-Nots more and more, and he's been getting more and more comfortable in front of those crowds. So I really love to see Antonio coming out and doing his thing, man. And then we have one more comedian. I actually can't read his name here. The thing is a little too small, but do you have his name?
Oh, it's there? Sergio.
Is that Sergio?
Yeah.
I can't see him in that little box. I couldn't even ID who he is. We got like a screen that we play off of here at the comedy calendar because we got screens because we're professionals, obviously.
Hell yeah.
But how do you think that this stuff just pops up out of nowhere? You think it's magic? No, we have our producer Rachel behind the curtain making it happen. But that is Sergio Mendez, right? Yeah. Awesome. Hell yeah. So that's Sergio, who's also actually going to be on our Riff Roulette show. Him and Daniela Delfino are both going to be on that Riff Roulette show with me and Shannon that I was talking to you guys about earlier. Just kind of just a little drop,
a little sprinkle out there.
Yeah, a little.
And I will say, happy birthday, Fabian. Big shout out there. But it's gonna be a killer show, man. I think he stacked the deck. There's not a single comedian there who. Tony, I guess, would be the newest or youngest comedian as far as comedy is concerned. But he's been doing his thing, so it's gonna be strong across the board.
I can't wait.
And of course, Dart Vision will be there to capture the moment. So can't wait for that.
Absolutely. No, Dan is actually going to be at every Have Not show, guys. So if you're ever there at the Have Nots and you feel a presence just creeping around you and then you turn and it's gone, that probably was Dan. That was probably Dan, and he got a picture of you laughing and smiling, and it's beautiful. Hell yeah. And also, I believe if, Dan, I'm going to ask you right now, just in person, because Dan's right here taking pictures of us, because we have photographers, because we're professionals here at the Comedy Count.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for real, we have Dan here. Dan, if there's an audience member who asks you to take a picture of them during the show and they give you their Instagram, could you send it to them? He gave a thumbs up. So guys, if you want to be a model at a Have Not show and you want to like just be like, you want to get a really
Please
good...
do that.
Please do. First of all, please do that and actually laugh. Like, just actually laugh at the comedians because they're funny. But if you hit up Dan, you can see him prior to the show setting things up, kind of walking around the outskirts. He'd be like, hey, I'm going to be kind of sitting in this area. Get a picture of me laughing. I'd love a picture. You can post that, and as long as you tag himself and Have Nots on your page, you can get that picture sent to yourself. You get a professional shot of you enjoying the show. It's a kind of a different thing. People love posting on their Instagram kind of what they were doing. This is a little bit of an upgrade, more than just like a selfie at the table, and you're actually not allowed to take pictures during the show, but Dan is. Dan, see, that's where you get a picture of yourself during the show, man. So if you ever go out to a Have Not show, you can kind of get yourself a little modeling gig if you're really interested. Just hit up Dan. And afterwards, you can get a little interview done. That's right. Dan, why don't you come here so they can see your face, so they know who to talk to?
Don't worry, we're gonna get him on camera soon.
They have to know who to walk up to. They have to know who to walk up to.
They'll see me there. They gotta go to the show.
You got to go to the show. He looks like a Hobbitsis. He's a hairy guy. He's got a big beard. He's got long hair. It's pulled back in a ponytail, and he's probably going to be in all black with a big camera in his hands.
That's the giveaway. I think
that's the dead giveaway. So if you see the camera in the hands, that's how you know it's the dart vision. You know what I mean? The lens is what creates the dart effect of his vision. So is that where you got the name, Dan?
No, it's actually my initials.
Oh, it's his initials. Dart are your initials?
No, D-A-R.
D-A-R. So where does it... So it's not your initials.
Well, part of it is.
But guys, it's because the T is for da-da-da,
Yeah, oh, got it. So now you're stealing Carlos Mencia's joke. Great. Great.
I'm stealing whoever he stole it from.
Carlos Mencia is the only comic who's ever shouted us out here on the Comedy Calendar. And now you've ruined that. You've burnt that bridge. How dare you?
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, I am right. Good job. I'm sorry, Carlos. I'm sorry.
We're going to have to reshoot the whole thing now.
We're going to have to reprogram the AI that is art. Goodness gracious, man. But anyway, speaking of the AI that is art, we're about to put the settings to Spanish for the AI rendition of art, because we are talking about a few Spanish shows, and we're going to shout it out on el Calendario de Commedia, correct?
Sí, correcto, Sebastián.
There you go.
Me encanta que tu nombre es Sebastián Alvarez, de padres latinos, y ni entiendes español. Sí, aquí en el calendario de la comedia del sur de la Florida, con Sebastián Alvarez y Art Roche. El jueves 13 de marzo tenemos un show en el Miami Improv a las 10 del Gabo Ruiz. What? That's an ad?
That was an ad.
El jueves 13 de marzo tenemos a las 10 en Miami Improv el show de Gabo Ruiz por mi causa. Gabo Ruiz es un comediante venezolano. Le dicen la feria de la Guaira. No, it has to be Venezuela, bro.
It works.
Pero Gabo muchas veces ha venido al Improv. Él tuvo una vez con un par de comediantes, ahora no me acuerdo el nombre, pero tiene un humor bien inteligente, hace observaciones bien cotidianas. Me encanta que yo soy de Brasil y soy el único hablando español aquí en un estudio lleno de latinos.
¡Arriba!
El día 14 de marzo tenemos, que es el viernes a las 7:30, tenemos el show de Francisco en español. Francisco, conocido del show Gentefied. No puedo ver la pizarra, no puedo ver lo que está haciendo. Pero es un comediante, artista, conocido por todo Hollywood. Y ahora es uno de los comediantes que está creciendo más rápido en los Estados Unidos. Súper chévere, siempre es bueno los shows de él. Y ahora vamos a cambiar. Tenemos un show el 28 y 29 de marzo, sí. El sábado, viernes y sábado, en el Miami Improv. Van a ser 4 shows. Un comediante puertorriqueño se llama Chente y Drac. Y El show va a ser en español. Él es un comediante que muchos años estuvo en la escena, pero los últimos 5 años estuvo como sabbatical, estuvo sin hacer comedia. Ese show fue traído a nosotros por el Comedy Ring, que es un amigo de nosotros, productores de eventos y comedias en español, también en inglés, pero súper chévere, súper buenos amigos de Miami Improv y del Comedy Calendar, y lo agradezco mucho por tener mandado la información. Pero gracias, y vamos a vernos el día 28-29 con gente.
What he said. Anyway, guys, that was weird. We're going to be moving on to the rest of the show because, on the comedy calendar, we talk about what was happening, what's happening, and what's coming up in South Florida comedy. And what is coming up in South Florida comedy is we just had a few shows hit the Miami Improv calendar that I'm telling you guys right now, just like we let you guys know about Louis C.K. Remember we told you about Louis C.K.? We're telling you about these right now. They just hit the calendar last night. Put it to you this way. Last night, I told our manager about it.
Yeah.
Because they just got, boom, listed up right away. And I was like, yo, look at this. Because Improv, obviously, it is a corporate entity. We get people get sent from us from all across the country. And the people that we got coming right now are insane, guys. April 11th and 12th, we have none other than T.I. T.I. Tip. He is coming through. It's the second time he's going to be doing the Miami Improv, guys. The first time he came through, it was, completely sold out, packed out, great vibes, super fun. You won't see another show like a T.I. comedy show.
So I wasn't at the last one. I didn't work at the Improv yet. How was the show? I mean, he came out, did comedy.
He did stand-up.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, he did stand-up. It was a lot of stories, he told a lot of stories, but he did straight-up stand-up, and that was when he had first started. I think he was only a few months into it, maybe like 6 months into his first ever tour, possibly.
It was a host feature headliner?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he had a lot of other comics. It wasn't a host feature headliner. I think he had like 3 or 4 other comics.
Nice.
The one before him that were really good as well. They were all really, really funny. But he went up and he headlined and he did the thing and he sold out a bunch of shows and did his thing. And I'm really looking forward to him coming through again. Again, that's on April 11th and 12th, guys. On May 3rd, though, we have a 2-show night. I believe it is a Saturday. I'm not 100% sure, but May 3rd, we have Jeff Dye coming through. If you haven't seen Jeff Dye, he was recently on Joe Rogan. He's an LA-based comic who is super funny. He's been on a bunch of stuff. Really, really one of the up-and-coming comics here in the country who, in terms of just notoriety and talent, you've probably seen his clips online. Really, really funny guy. But
the show will sell out before.
Yeah, that show will sell out. He's one of those guys that his social media presence is big enough that once he starts promoting it through his page, like right now he's probably touring, doing a bunch of other stuff, so he's not focused on that show right now. But once it does happen, guys, it's going to be crazy, and it's a 2-show Saturday night. I'm sorry. So you have 2 chances to get tickets. So don't miss out. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. May 3rd, Jeff Dye. And this is the big one, guys. This is the fun one. This is the one that I'm super looking forward to. Everyone at the staff at the Improv, when I told them about it last night, was like, no way. That's awesome. I can't wait. We're getting Louis C.K. and Chris D'Elia coming through to the Miami Improv this year, guys. So Chris D'Elia, it's a little bit away. It's in August 8th, 9th, and 10th. But get your tickets now because that is a show that 100% will sell out once it starts being promoted by the Improv, once it starts being promoted by Chris himself. I mean, it's going to be packed to the walls. The vibes are going to be awesome. I'm not sure.
Have you seen Chris live?
I've never seen him live.
Me neither.
Before.
I haven't seen him.
Never seen him live before. So being able to see him do what is probably going to be 5 shows, maybe more if it sells out and they add a few others, depending on how that goes. But it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. I'm really excited.
The other part, I mean, one, obviously the guy's a master. I've seen all his specials online. I love his podcast appearances. He's always great. But he has so many famous friends that who knows that, who's going to show up to the crowd, that, famous people from Miami, who he's maybe a comedian that's in town that day might come in and pop in and do a guest spot and stuff. He's got that kind of pool. So I'm excited to see. He's August 8th and 9th, you said? 8th, 9th, and 10th.
8th, 9th, and 10th.
That's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be a lot of good energy.
So there you go, guys. That's a little bit of a look ahead for what's happening at the Miami Improv. Remember, you can always go to MiamiImprov.com, go to the events calendar, and the tab at the top of the calendar page, you can go to any month. And as long as those tickets are on sale, guys, you could scoop them up as far ahead as you can. So definitely, always, anytime if you're a comic and you want to see like who's coming up or you want to see what's happening, always look months and months and months ahead because we book sometimes a year and ahead.
Yeah.
So like that, we already have August booked out with a major headliner that's going to be great. So we're always going to try and keep you up to date here on the comedy calendar, obviously, and we're always going to try and keep you guys ahead of the curve in terms of when shows sell out. But if you guys sleep on it, just like Louis C.K., you'll miss out. You don't want to miss out. Didn't you feel bad? When you saw us talk about how fun Louis C.K. was, and when you heard all the other comics who went out there, when you heard them talking about how great it was, didn't you feel bad? Remember that feeling. Don't forget. Comedy Calendar remembers. We remember that feeling. And we're not forgetting. That's why we let you know right now on the show. That's why we love you guys.
Buy tickets.
Buy tickets, but only buy them through MiamiImprov.com. Remember, for these shows, when they do sell out and you do have that feeling, you're going to be like, I'll do anything. I'll pay any price. And somebody will sell you a ticket at that price. And then you're going to show up to the Improv and it's not going to be cool. We're going to reject you at the door. We're going to send you back like cold pizza at a restaurant. No remorse. We don't care.
You've gotten cold pizza at a restaurant before?
Once.
What kind of pizza place?
I said, this is just like when I bought tickets to the Miami Improv through a third-party seller, and they rejected me. But anyway, guys.
This has been the weirdest episode of the Comedy Calendar ever.
I think this has been the best episode of the Comedy Calendar ever, actually. Anyway, guys, looking ahead, though, that is the shows that we got coming up at the Miami Improv. And if we do have anything else that is looking really cool or that pops up because things do get rearranged, things do, kind of get shifted around every once in a while, we are always going to keep you guys updated. Actually, one thing that I do want to shout out is that we did have a replacement, and Nate Jackson is also coming to the Miami Improv. I don't think it's this coming weekend. I think it's the following. Check out our website. But Nate Jackson, I've never seen him, but from what I hear, he is one of the funniest touring comedians right now. He is selling out everywhere. He came in as a last minute kind of fill-in. Yeah, in addition. So his weekend isn't fully sold out. So that's why you guys are actually able to now get tickets for it as well. So definitely jump on that because it's kind of an opportunity where if he had been on the books from when Chris D'Elia is on it, it would have been sold out. You would have been done. So Nate Jackson also coming to the Miami Improv. We're packed out. This summer is going to be crazy for us, guys. But this has been a great episode of the Comedy Calendar, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Art, do you have anything else you want to say before we head out?
Solo quiero decir gracias a todos los fans de español que están mirando los clips de nosotros aquí en el calendario de la comedia del sur de la Florida. Y me encanta que no entiendes nada de lo que estoy diciendo. Gracias, Sebastian.
Yeah, no, I know you said that you were happy that all our fans who speak Spanish.
You speak a little bit then.
All our fans who speak Spanish, thank you for supporting us.
But when you go missing, I don't want anyone crying. That's what I'm saying.
That's the real part of the show that everybody needs to keep track and record. But this has been, again, another week of the Comedy Calendar, guys. Thank you so much. And until next week, as always, guys, stay tuned and keep laughing.